Hello there. How's it going? It's Casey Zeman. How are you all doing? What's going on, Emil? I see a lot of people coming in. Welcome, you guys. Melanie, Classic Legacy. What's going on, everyone? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I repeat myself a lot. Sorry about that. Thank you for taking a screenshot. That's me and my wife. Can you believe that was 7... No, wait a minute. That was 8 years ago today. Not today, sorry. That's not, our anniversary isn't today. No, sorry, that's not 8 years ago today. That was 8 years ago though. Hey everybody, let me flip this. What's going on? My hair's a little flattened by the wetness of a shower, but I hope you guys are well. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. I think you just did, and you guys can probably hear me okay, yeah? Just want to make sure. Let me flip that around. Great, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Welcome you everybody. Melissa, Leanne, good, looking good. Okay, good to see you. How are you? Who else do we have here? If you are new to any of my scopes, do me a favor and put in the chat teach. And if you've been here before, put in the chat learning. Hey Casey, thanks for full scope. Of course, thank you for coming. Teach. I'll say we have some new folks that are new here. So Jay is new, Sandy's been here, Melissa's been here, Heather is new, welcome, found you through Kim Garst, awesome, new to scope, Melanie from England, awesome, and yes, please do me another solid, a fist bump solid, tell me where you're from in the world and your name, because it's hard for me to get into that. I'm a rut, dude. Okay, well, I'm gonna help you. Someone just said, I'm in a rut, I'm trying to figure out how to do this with what to do. What should I do a Periscope about? What should my content be about? We're going to talk about that. Where were you on scope a little bit ago? I haven't, this is my first scope today. Phoenix, I have Los Angeles, me too, I'm from LA, a little Redfield, New York, Montreal, Canada, London, UK, awesome Emil, Toronto, Eric, I think it's Erica. Heard you from the Mark K show, awesome, cool. Yeah, Mark Shaw, sorry, I get those, Mark Shaw, the Marks, I love the Marks, I love all the Marks. Have a ton of knowledge, but sure not where to go with it. We're gonna talk about that, absolutely. Fort Worth, Texas, welcome. Jason from Delaware, 27, yo, married father. Yeah, from Sweden, we have some peeps. Hi girls, scope while photographer did my hair and makeup pinpoint photo. I didn't quite get that, that was a little too quick. But welcome you guys, I'm so excited to see all these wonderful people coming in. France, I scoped today and now I have data on full scope, woohoo! Excellent, so, because there are some new peeps here, let me just introduce myself very quickly and then we're going to jump into some quick content stuff, okay? Because I have something awesome I want to share with you. It's a very quick tip. It's going to help you get more insight. I've just tested it out recently today. I've been testing it out for a while. It's going to help you guys. So for those who don't know, my name is Casey Zeman. I am the founder of a couple different pieces of software, one being Fullscope.tv, which is a software that allows you to market and to understand your audience on Periscope more. So if you're looking for to know exactly who's coming to your scopes, how many people, how many hearts, the comments that are coming through, who's sharing, that Fullscope.tv is what will do that for you. You did the survey, awesome, Casey Rocks, guys, follow him. Thank you, Emil, so much. Yes, and if it is your first time here, please do follow me. You can click on this little dude right here or swipe right. Click on that guy or swipe right on an iPhone and up on an Android, I think it is, or just swipe anywhere and you'll be able to not only follow me, but share this. So, this is what we're going to talk about. So please do share this with your friends, followers, and fans if you find this something of value once I talk about it. So let me just quickly say what we're going to be discussing. Like the very first thing right out of the gate, a lot of us, me included, why are the heart count different in full scope versus Periscope? We'll come on to some questions at the end about full scope, but I'll try to remember that and put that in your docket and bring it back to me when we're ready to rock and roll with that, okay? But very quickly, a lot of people say, Casey, I'm trying to figure out, or I've had this same question myself, what kind of content should I be doing? What kind of content do I need to create so that it resonates the most with the people that I want to connect with the audience that I'm trying to build? I'll be talking about new things in digital marketing I learn every day. If anyone wants to follow, I'm trying to be a better scoper more. Make sure you follow Full Scope page on Facebook. Thank you, Emil. Okay, so here's the deal, everyone. And this is, you know, I've done this in a few different ways, but I'm just going to put it out there. One of the best ways to figure out what kind of content to create, I know this is going to be super simple for me to say, but you have to ask. That's so novel, isn't it? That is so novel. How many of you have asked your audience, the people that you want to have as customers, what they want, what they're looking to have? What are their goals? What are their pain points? And can you solve those pain points? That's what they're needing. You have to ask, right? You have to ask and give them something that they want. Even more so, and I gleaned this from a little bit from Chris Ducker yesterday, more so than what they need. You need to tell them what they need. They need to know what they want. Okay, you have to help them with knowing what they want. So, with Full Scope, obviously we could survey in the market, you know, and we could tell, you know, when I was about to put this software out there, we could tell that there was this huge gap in the marketplace where there wasn't a lot of there wasn't analytics, there wasn't data, so that you knew who your most engaged people that were coming to your broadcasts were, how to market to those people, who they were, you know, all of them, you know, so that you could follow up with them. Well, that was an answer to a problem in the market, and we asked about that, right? We listened to what people were doing in other scopes, and we answered. So, but I just recently did this, everyone. Just let me flip this around and show you this particular survey that I just sent out. Because it's not just about asking from the beginning, but it's consistently asking even after you've have someone that has become a user or a customer. Don't stop asking, okay? Isn't there a song like Don't Stop Believing or Don't Stop Asking? I can't remember. But anyway, let me flip this around. Let me show you what I've just sent out. And this is important because for those who are full scopers, this link I'm going to put in the Facebook group. Okay, I'm new here. Well, welcome Beige 7. Welcome, welcome. My name is Casey Zeman. I hope you are doing abundantly well. Let me flip this around so you can see what I'm talking about, y'all. And please do share this with your friends, followers, and fans if you feel like someone could benefit from having and being able to tap into their broadcasts more, or the people that want to consume their broadcasts. If you feel like this could be helping somebody else, please do share. Of course, I can see it all in full scope. And also screenshot this. Take a screenshot and send it off to your friends and followers and fans on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope. Let's flip this around. Okay, now here is a very, very, very simple form that I created with my CRM system called Infusionsoft. Now, Infusionsoft is an autoresponder CRM system that allows me to capture leads, right? And yes, this is a little more technical than some of you guys know, but let me tell you that there are other options besides this. But for those who are brand new here, and if you're thinking about getting into full scope, we ask questions just like this, such as, hey, are you having problems getting into your into your app, into the Full Scope app? Well, if so, these are maybe problems that you might be experiencing. And if that's the case, let us know. All this stuff tracks back into my Infusionsoft so I can track what's happening with folks. Now, flip back over to me. Now, there are a few other things that you can do, okay? You're like online entertaining coach. So, no, I'm an online marketer. If anyone wants to know more about my story, I have no problem sharing it. But no, I'm the founder of a software called Easy Webinar, as well as FullScope.tv. Easy Webinar is a software that's been around for years. We have over 5,500 customers, and it's a webinar platform. And this is I love webinar stuff. I love live video. So I teach people how to build a business and brand and launch a business and brand using live stream technology, connectivity with your audience in this manner. And Full Scope is kind of a derivative of that, right? Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the quick deal. There are other ways that you can survey your list. Okay, how many of you ever heard of WooForm, right? List in here what kind of survey stuff you've ever heard of. If you've ever heard of various kind of survey software, what do you use for your survey? Omnovia day to day. I use Omnovia. I've never heard of Omnovia. What about Casey? Is working with Periscope. I'm making awesome. Right. Greg DeBruno, I work in media. I'm having a hard time finding journalists. Periscope is random. Okay. That's an interesting question. So here's something. SurveyMonkey is really good too. So here's a way to kind of fix that problem. Next time when you're trying to title your stuff, try to be very specific. with what your audience is looking for and who you want to attract. You got to first know who your audience is, and in that regard, you have to figure out what their pain points are, what experiences are really are they struggling with. Then you do Periscope's all about that, right? Know your avatar, exactly. That's exactly right. And if once you know that person, you title and describe your Periscope that way. You use hashtags that are very specific as well to that title so that you're attracting the right people, okay? If you're not really optimizing your titles or not really going and using the power of hashtags, and you're not really connecting on Twitter with these people afterwards, then you're not really knowing who they are, and you're not really connecting with the right people. Now, the brilliant thing about Full Scope, for those who don't know, the brilliant thing about Full Scope is this, that when you go after your broadcast, you can go into Full Scope and you can see the people who've commented, you can see who they are, you can see the people that are also trolls as well, and go in, and then you can go to Twitter and kind of block them from Twitter, or realize who they are, and you go back into Periscope and actually block them yourself if you wanted to do that, so that you narrow down who your most engaged people are, because that's what Full Scope allows you to do. It gives you a window into the people that are resonating with your stuff. You don't have to have 100, 200 people on your broadcast to be able to connect with someone, okay? For those of you who think that, drop that idea right now, because it's not the case, okay? In fact, sometimes it's better to have fewer people on, because by having fewer people on, those are more concentrated people. Okay, those people are diehards. They're ready. They want to be able to consume your content. Anyone on here not using it yet? And for anyone who's not using Full Scope yet, not raise your hand, but put a 1 in the chat if you're not using Full Scope yet. Or if you've never signed up for Full Scope and if you've never heard of Full Scope before, put a 1 in the chat. I'm really interested to see this, and I'm going to be looking back. Okay, actually what I should be doing is not saying 1. But that's fine. If you want to put 1 in, that's okay. Next time, I'm gonna have you put a different name in so that I can go back into my comments and see all the people that have, say, put cupcake like Mark Shaw says, or something like that, and then I can go back and see all the people that have never used Full Scope, and then send them the URL for Full Scope later on once I go back into Full Scope after this broadcast is done. Use it. It's amazing. I signed up and not used it yet. Okay, classic legacy, no big deal. So anyway, what I was, the basic idea of this Periscope was to, first off, tell you that ask your customers and users what they want. We've created a Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/fullscope.tv, and inside there we ask what they want all the time, right? And they tell us what they want. And they are responsible for giving us ideas for features. When is the right time to do it? And now, are you talking about when is the right time to do a broadcast? Well, here's the thing. Mark Shaw, I got this from Mark Shaw, and if you guys aren't following Mark Shaw, he's a great guy. Mark Shaw said in our Facebook group, the best time to create a Periscope is when you have some good idea of content and you want to put it out into the world. Don't hold it back, because you have to understand that it's not just from here that people consume on a live basis, but the replay is very important. Hello from Moscow. Hello, Nevagaru Paruski. Not really. Very, very little. Actually, I don't know any Russian at all. That's the only Russian statement I can say. The average viewing time, yeah. So, because of that, you definitely want to make sure that you're using the replay, and and then you market with that replay. So, something you should know: Full Scope houses your replay videos. So, where Periscope, as you guys well know, if you don't, then this is something you might want to know. Periscope drops your replay after 24 hours, right? Once your broadcast is done, you have 24 hours, it's gone. But what Full Scope does is we house and host your video, your broadcast. So we take what was once live and it's pushed into Full Scope, and we save it there. Okay, and then you can download it, you can put it into YouTube, you can use it in your marketing. That's what we can do. A lot of people speaking, I'm not sure your plans, but I see possibilities. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was probably about doing something in different languages. I've heard that definitely before, and we've thought about localizing the software as well, just like we've thought about localizing Easy Webinar, which is localized. Casey is awesome. You do not want to miss this scope. Thank you, Emil, so much. So, bottom line is this: that if Ask your customers what they want. Start and create a list, okay? Create a top 10 list of the pain points that your audience is experiencing, and that's what you're going to do a scope about. Next week, I would love to see you do some scopes. Now, would it help if we kept a little accountability? Now, if I did more with accountability, would that help for people to kind of know how or to help them to actually get this out there, put this out in the world? Would it help? Yes, please, Casey. Okay, so maybe it would. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do a challenge and start and create maybe a challenge in the Facebook group, okay? This is helpful because then we can go back and kind of, you can start looking at your insights and your data inside fullscope.tv and then know what who they are. So here's what we're going to do. Go to facebook.com and someone type this in, please, if you can. Facebook.com/groups /fullscope.tv. If someone could type in the Facebook URL, and maybe I can flip this around and you guys can kind of see, okay? Or you can type in fullscope.tv. Let me. You could also type in fullscope.tv into Facebook, okay? Yeah, use list for topics. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah. And by doing so, come on in and you can then be a part of the conversation that we do in fullscope.tv. Now, we just opened this literally like this, only not that long ago, but we have a good number of people coming in there, almost 600 people. So, definitely come on in and join us. And then, eventually you'll be able to come into fullscope.tv, which is right here, which is free, by the way. For those who don't know, fullscope.tv is free, okay? And it's data that will show you things like who your viewers, okay? We actually will also give you an engagement score so you can know what broadcasts are the most engaging. Like, for instance, this broadcast did very well, and it's because it was all about full scope, yeah. And you can also go in and see the comments. You can see the shares, screenshots, the hearts. How are you funded? We are all self-funded. I have an existing team that creates this stuff. We've already created software before, so I just used my existing team and we built it out pretty quick. But this is kind of overall data, but then you can also see your most engaged viewers. You can also tweet these people, right, directly if you wanted to, right? You can see your top frequent viewers. Yeah, I know. We've actually gotten pretty more accurate with the heart detail, with the heart content. But yeah, it's Periscope that it's all Periscope. Once Periscope gets better with its data, we'll have it too. The good news is that when you do this, you do get an idea of what is who your most engaged people are, right? And you also get an idea of where like say hearts, like who sent the most hearts. So we have a lot of people that want to do contests, so they'll go do a heart contest, right? And they'll show the people that have the most hearts, and maybe you want to do it for just the live viewers, okay? Right? And then you can see the people. Let me move my our picture here. Then you can see all the people who are your most engaged and sent the most hearts right here, right? So I could see that this George person, Dr. Nikki, Emil, and by the way, these question marks are where the emojis would be. You can also see the comments that they ask, right? Here are all the comments. They're all time-stamped, right? And you can see where it's shared. Yeah, do you see that? Shared on Twitter, right? You can also see how much of an engagement score they have. This signifies, where they are at, like how much out of, like, say, I think we do it out of 100. But so there are many people that started using our system to do these different kind of contests based on engagement. So now if I go and look at overall engagement, let's say descending, it's going to tell me the people that are most engaged. So Tom, although he sent... he didn't do any shares. He's the most engaged. He watched 97% of the actual event, and his score is 97. So that's his engagement score. Here is A. George's engagement score. Here's Bo. Here's Ben Leonard. Okay, these are engagement scores. So you can see who your most engaged people are based on all the actions that they are doing. Yeah, Tom gets an A. And Tom, I think Tom has been really coming up the ranks here. Like if we go into my dashboard, let me see my most engaged people here. Now this is overall data right here, okay? Overall data. Here's Tom right here. Tom is going to be pushing up pretty soon here to 4, 3, 2, 1. I think Tom's going to head on up to the top here. Now, we're doing a broadcast right now. I'm actually curious if this broadcast is actually showing up now. No, it's not yet. So, as you can see here, you can see that the most recent broadcast is not up and available as of yet. But for those who are brand new, this is kind of what we do. You can save the video. You can actually watch the video from this page right here, or you can go in and watch the video as well here. Now, a couple things for those who are full scopers. We're going to be doing some changes to this area right here because we want to make this a little more optimized. And so we also want to have, as we talked about, ways so you can take a look at the average time that people, those red hearts are doing work. Carbon alloy, thank you. I think that's you. So that you can actually see, when people, the average based on where it's at in the video. So for this average, this average was at the 445 mark right here. That's where this one was for the live, but the replay, you can see that the replay, more people watch the replay. Yeah. So that's kind of what you can see. Can others see your video archive or only you? Only you. This is your own private dashboard. This is not like Catch, okay, where it's live to everyone. Now we could build that out to kind of make a full scope kind of archive page where people can watch it. And you can see this data because obviously we have the data, but all this is private for you so that you can obviously then take it, download it, download the video and save it in your, put it in YouTube or whatever you may want to do. But, eventually we might create a page like that. But of course, Catch is already doing that and they're doing it really great. We love Catch. So anyway, that's this, but inside the full scope, I'm going to post for everybody, so everybody knows, for the full scopers, if you haven't come through this form yet and you want to let us know that, hey, full scope is working great for you, or hey, I'm not able to come in yet, go ahead and fill this information out so that you can let us know how things are going for you, okay? That's the goal. All this is being added to Infusionsoft, and I can follow up and see what scenarios are occurring the most and then solve the problem. So that's it. Ask your audience questions, okay? Survey your list, survey them. See, ask them, what they think, okay? And it's never, it's never too late to do this. And for me personally, let me just explain something. For me personally, you know what? It took me a while to actually take that into effect and do that more often. But I'm doing it more now, and I think it's just really important to start asking your audience what they want. Have them participate in things with you, and that's what we're doing with Full Scope. Full Scope is not a software that we're signed up waiting for tech support. Leanne, cool. Are you sure we didn't fix the problem? Have you done a Periscope and gone in yet? Check it, because I feel like we sent something out to you. But let me know. Done and done. Cool. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, I'll come into the Facebook group and we'll if you haven't done it, take a look and let me know, okay? And also if you haven't filled out the survey, fill out the survey because I'm combining people together now, okay? It's binding the issues together so I know, okay, this is the issue for these people, this is the issue for these people, etc., etc. Hey, MECBC, what's going on? Awesome. Okay, you did fill out the survey. Great. When did you send an email about the survey? I sent it earlier today. It was a broadcast email that was sent earlier today, probably a few hours ago. And I'll put it in the Facebook group. Hey, Christina from Singapore, how are you? I'll put it in the Facebook group, okay, so you guys have the actual link that goes right into Infusionsoft, and it will ask you for your name and email, and it will also it will combine the data that we already have in Infusionsoft with you. So you just have to re-put your name and email in. I'm sorry you have to do that, but if you do, it'll just combine the content, the information we already have, so that we can find you essentially. Okay. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Watch the replay, heart it up, and you are all amazing. I can't wait to see you on the inside. Have a beautiful day, and let's start a challenge in full scope. Maybe next week we'll start a challenge and we'll see who can do it. By the way, someone did mention, Casey, did you buy Lewis Howes' book? Yes, I bought 100 copies of Lewis Howes' book. If you guys were on, Lewis Howes or were on one of his scopes, he mentioned it, and it's because what we're doing, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing giveaways and contests and giving and making sure you guys get some awesome stuff. So we're going to do some challenges. I'll probably use Lewis's book as kind of an incentive for the challenges, but the incentive is the reward that you get when you start building up that awesome community. Okay. What's up? What's up, Ryan? Milwaukee in the house. Hey, Vin, how's it going? All right, y'all. Thank you, everyone who was here. I'm closing up shop right now, but you are all amazing. My battery's just about to die, so I'm going to plug in my phone. But thank you guys so much for coming.